Everyone thinks farming came first and drinking came later as some kind of reward for civilization. That's backwards. There's a real chance your ancestors weren't farming to eat. They were farming to get drunk, and everything we call civilization might be a side effect of that. To understand how strange this idea actually is, you have to go back further than farming, further than villages, further than humans altogether. Around 10 million years ago, a genetic mutation showed up in the ancestors of humans, chimps, and gorillas. It changed a single enzyme, one used to break down alcohol, and made it 40 times more efficient. Fruit that falls to the forest floor starts fermenting almost immediately. Animals that could process that alcohol without getting sick could eat riskier, older fruit that other animals avoided. Being able to handle alcohol wasn't a flaw, it was a survival edge. For most of the last century, archaeologists assumed farming happened because people got tired of chasing food and decided to grow bread grains instead. In southeastern Turkey, there's a site called Göbekli Tepe, massive carved stone pillars arranged in circles, built by people who had no farms, no pottery, and no permanent homes. Just hunter-gatherers. For years, nobody could explain why a mobile, food-scarce population would organize the labor to move and carve stones that size. Then researchers found huge stone vats at the site, and residue analysis showed fermented grain. Not a small batch, enough to serve a crowd. Whatever this place was, people weren't just gathering there. They were drinking there, together, in large numbers, before agriculture even existed. An archaeobotanist named Patrick McGovern has spent his career arguing that early humans domesticated grain because they wanted a reliable beer supply, not because they wanted more bread. Bread needs grinding, kneading, and controlled baking, a whole chain of deliberate steps. Beer barely needs anything. Soak grain in water, leave it alone, and wild yeast does the rest. In Mesopotamia, thousands of years later, we find the oldest known written beer recipe on Earth, a hymn to Ninkasi, the Sumerian goddess of brewing. People weren't just drinking beer by this point. They'd built an entire goddess around the process of making it, and they were teaching that process through worship. Beer wasn't a private habit. It was sacred enough to write down, sing about, and pass on for generations. By the time you reach ancient Egypt, alcohol had stopped being optional. The people who built the pyramids weren't paid in coins or grain. They were paid in beer, roughly 4 to 5 liters a day, as their literal wage. Nile water was often unsafe to drink straight, but the brewing process filtered and stabilized it. It also carried calories and nutrients that laborers hauling stone badly needed. So here's the actual order of events. 10 million years ago, a genetic mutation made our ancestors' bodies efficient at processing alcohol. Long before farming existed, hunter-gatherers were organizing massive labor projects around drinking together. Once agriculture took hold, entire religious systems formed around brewing. And by the height of early civilization, alcohol was one of the tools that made progress possible. So the next time you have a drink, you're not doing something that came after civilization. You might be doing the thing that built it.